Hi, everybody. Welcome to meditation group today. Super happy to be here with you guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen for a moment. So as you can see, we are going to not do 57 exercises, but we do have 57 exercises we can learn from as we empower our meditation practice and relax ourselves and de-stress, lower anxiety, regulate our emotions, help our nervous system, and find that real inner deep core values of balance and presence within ourselves. So I'm just gonna do something with my settings here a second. Okay, there we go. All right, again, welcome to meditation group. I'm Magli Pesha. I'm so happy to be here live with you guys. And if you are later on here in I'm like, in what channel? In YouTube, then I'd love to get to know you. I'd love you to share who you are joining on the YouTube. So I want to start with introducing you to a new friend. This is a friend that I met yesterday and just kind of totally fell in love with. I just could not believe the like I can't hold it and see what I'm holding to show you, like the way it's like a picture. And then the way the other side is a whole different picture. And I was just so moved by that. And I'm finding that being around, it's funny because I live in Southern California where there's lots of beautiful outside plants, but I'm finding being with indoor plants is just additionally soothing and helpful to my own stress and the way I relax. So I'm fortunate that Mark, my husband, is willing to go with me on the weekend to lots of plant stores and share the hobby. So I went a little overboard this morning as I planned for today's meditation. I was going to just share 7 to 10 meditation exercises. But as I started working on what are all the exercises that I love to help meditation teachers and coaches and energy coaches learn for themselves, but also to share with their clients, the list went from first I intended 21, then it went to 30, then it went to 40, and then I didn't like the number 40, so I went for 44, and then it grew to 57. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to first just share a little bit about those 57. And the way I prepared to lead the meditation was I went through the list of 57 and I highlighted the ones that just intuitively felt really on for me today. And so if you're one of my students learning to lead these kinds of meditation energy exercises, then that's how I suggest you use this list, and I'll add it to your classroom. You just go through it, and whatever feels right for your group, for your client, for yourself, trust that. There's not, I don't think, maybe it'll show up that there's some kind of better way to order it or um, something like that in terms of the system. But for now, I just think we should work on trusting our intuition and seeing what shows up when we're guiding. You know, if at the end you're pulled in another direction, great, go in that other direction at any point. Trust yourself. And the same when you're practicing these. So many of you who have been coming to meditation group totally know a lot of these exercises, like grounding with Mother Earth. And I'm just going to talk mostly about the highlighted ones that we're doing today, but feel free to read through these, right? Pet the loving horse who needs you. We're going to take that exercise a little deeper today. And that is one of my favorite exercises to help headaches and release tension and anxiety that has built up on the back body. And that was taught to me by my teacher, Adyashanti. We're going to do an arm massage to soothe and connect. Pretty simple. You'll be able to remember a lot of these really easy because they're very practical. They're simple, they're practical, but when we put them together, they create a momentum in our bodies, in our system, in our emotions that just soothe and expand and release. So then we're going to do messages for the lower body and the upper body. Now, I'm not prepared with any particular messages. I am going to trust what I know about each energy center. I'm going to listen to my own energy centers and what they want to share. So in a way, I'm always giving the meditation guidance over to a connection I feel with. The word that's coming today is source. Not sure, what your word would be. There's many words we can use to describe that connection that we have with truth and the universal. So then we're going to do a hug and connect. And that's going to be along with intentions or words or frequencies. And then we will do slow breathing. And we're going to invite wind and freedom into our meditation. And by the way, I realize we might not get to everything. But it's my intention to in some way touch on it. And you can see each slide I just numbered till 10, mostly because of PowerPoint's feature that it was very difficult to do it otherwise. So I just went with it. We're going to talk and validate and maybe even thank and connect with the part of us that has fear and anxiety. We're going to do a figure 8 infinity sign. And so all of these exercises, they go from, there's definitely different groupings of tools. So the emotional connection and the listening and the communication is part. Another part is the energy clearing and movement of stress. And that would be like with the wind, that would be with the figure 8. That would be with the breathing. The breathing is also a connection practice. So we've got connection, we've got communication, we've got creativity and imagination, and we've got movement of moving what is stuck or stressed. And by the way, I'm going to try not to use the word stress a lot because sometimes just hearing that word increases it. So I'm going to do my best to not be overly focused on that word, but you should know that one of the purposes of all of these practices is to release stress. And we're going to do the French press exercise, which I could not find in all of the pictures available on PowerPoint. I could not find a picture of a French press. You guys know what a French press looks like? I'm going to take a picture to share with you guys in the future for those who might not know, because I didn't think it was something that wouldn't be on PowerPoint. So another thing I just want to mention is that there is a kind of tension or sort of electric, I think of it as electric, like an electric tension that can arise in deep meditation. And that sense of being almost like pulled and stretched and vibrating, that's not the same as stress. So when that happens, just to be with it, breathe, and if you can, drop lower in the body and just really invite yourself to drop in further. That's would be my recommendation, but that's different than stress. But sometimes people translate it just naturally as a fear or an anxiety that they're going to be kind of pulled apart. Not to be too crazy there, but it can feel that way sometimes. Okay. Oh, and we started with looking at plants, right? We looked at plants. Here's another thing I wanted to share. Just I have no idea how this rock made it into my life or my studio. Probably one of my family members gave it to me for the holidays because I always ask for rocks. This year I'm asking for pots and plants. But having a rock or a plant, some running water, something, a window to look out of, something that helps you connect with nature can be very helpful while you meditate, very soothing at any time. I carry rocks around with me, and sometimes I put them in even when I'm sleeping. I like carnelian, and yeah, and I just like that connection with the rocks. Okay, that is the end of the slides. So let's begin our practice. I'm just going to, I wanna be able to look at my slides so I know kind of where we're going. So getting comfortable in your seat now. You might be lying down, you might be sitting. You can have your eyes open or closed. And let's just begin by noticing ourselves. And as you notice, you might take some nice breaths, having that intention, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Notice what your body wants in terms of your breathing. Instead of forcing your breath, just notice the natural rhythm of your breath. You might ask your body, would you like me to breathe in more? Exhale longer? Or is it feeling just right to be in a regular sort of natural breathing cycle? And as you breathe, you might notice you're breathing through your nose or your mouth, or your nose in, your mouth out. So you're just getting closer and more attuned to your breath. Bringing your attention down to your lower belly, your lower back, your hips, your sits bone. As you breathe, feel the breath there in your seat. And invite a very loving, caring, safe quality of earth. For you, this might be the mother, this might be nature, this might be the layers of soil, of all the other layers of earth. Inviting that into your awareness as you breathe and connect from your lower body. And just like a tree or a plant sends roots down into earth, just imagine you're sending those roots down into Mother Earth. And just as you drop down, the light, the warmth of earth rises up into your body like light, like kindness, security, safety, connection. See what it's like to sigh as you exhale, to let something go, to just shake out the hands or move the head. Maybe you wish to roll your shoulders or yawn. Look up or look down with your neck. And again, becoming just more closely connected and aware of not only your breath, but the more subtle movement of the breath as energy in your system, the feeling of your legs, your hands, wherever your attention goes. And if someone's unmuted, just go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. That happens. And Mark, if you're present, maybe you can.
I got it.
Thank you. Great. So now we're going to move into the horse, petting the horse who needs us. So let's just imagine for a moment that somewhere in the universe is a horse that needs you in this moment to caress it, to soothe it. I don't know what's going on for this horse today. I don't know if the horse is in a stable or the horse is outside. But you imagine a horse. Let your horse have a color. Let your horse have a quality of some kind. And you might just feel it or think it or tell yourself about it. You don't have to see it. I heard for a moment a horse's whinny. You know how they do that kind of sound, and they might toss their head up a little and their tail flickers. And then they settle down, but they stomp their feet for a moment. And so asking permission of your horse, ask it if it's okay for you to soothe it right now. And then shrink your horse in your imagination to just about the size of about 12 inches. I wish I knew the centimeters, but you can see my hands if you open your eyes. And open your eyes if you're comfortable. And just imagine that you put one hand between the horse's ears, and then you gently pet down the mane, down the back body, around the tail, and down the tail. And then close your eyes and do that again, just petting your horse. Breathe, let go as you pet the horse. And you don't have to feel anything specific or see anything. Let your hand movement be the exercise. Let your felt experience of this horse that needs to be stroked be your exercise. And when you're ready, bringing your hands together in prayer position or hands to heart, and thank your horse, thank your creative mind, your inner self. And just know that you can do that at any time, whether you use your hand or not. If there's ever tension in the back body or the neck or the head, it's wonderful to pet the horse. And I've added today the horse that needs you, because I believe as we send out that message out into the world, there's actually a horse somewhere that needs you. And we never know where our energy healing, if we set that intention, might go. And this allows it to go directly to one wonderful living animal. And that really brings it back into our own body and our own heart space. So let's just take a moment now to take care of our bodies again. And you can open your eyes or have them closed. And I'm just going to start by saying hello to one shoulder and letting yourself connect with your body, your arms and your shoulders and your hands in the way that feels right. You might want to pull out the fingers a little. You might even want to kind of go down the side of your head, switch sides, say hello to I think this is the trapezius, not sure. This muscle here, I know on me that gets a little tight. And then stroking down the arm when you're ready and the fingers. And some kind of imagining might come, like, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I'm taking jam off. That's kind of funny, colorful. Or there might be some shaking that's needed. So I'm going to throw in another exercise here, just because my body's saying to. So see what it's like to wiggle in your seat a second. Just check it out. My chair's making sounds. And then from there, shaking your hands and your shoulders and maybe tapping your feet, whatever's right for your body today. Just a little bit of wiggles. Some flicks might be nice too, finger flicks. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. So we're doing great, guys. You know, we've already done like 4 exercises. So now we're going to slow it down a little and we're going to do some slow breathing. And I moved back a little. Just Mark, let me know if everyone can still hear me. If there's any problem, let me know. So we're just going to begin by breathing in to the count of 3 or 4. And then holding your breath to the count of 3 if you can. And exhaling to the count of 5 or 6. And when you exhale, let it be very long. And at the bottom of your exhale, hold your breath again. And then inhale to the count of 3 or 4. And then hold your breath. And now exhale from the mouth, slowly, slowly. And at the bottom of your exhale, hold your breath. And then inhaling to the count of 4. Holding for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath and let your head expand a little. And then when you're ready, long exhale through the mouth. Long, long. Make it even longer than you thought you could. Slowing down that exhale, relaxing and unwinding, and then holding the breath and focusing on your lower body as you hold the breath. And then at your own pace now, inhaling. And I'm going to be quiet as you do 2 more cycles of this slow breathing. Slow it down. Enjoy it. Allow, when you hold the breath, allow it to be expansive, relaxing. Let your hands help you like you're conducting an orchestra of breath. And when you're ready, just sit for a moment, feeling the expansion in your heart as you breathe naturally. Notice what it's like to feel into the heart space, inviting a gentle kindness there in your own heart space. Like you're allowing sunshine in, you're allowing a flower to open, you're allowing the welcoming excitement of being home with yourself, inviting your own self home. And in this connection with yourself, we're just going to gently move some part of our body. It might just be our hands. It might be our head turns too. And as we gently move, Imagine the wind moving through a landscape, any landscape you think of, and just allow your movements to mirror the gentle movements of the wind, the air, and feeling that connection with space, feeling that ease of flow as the wind touches upon the leaves or the grass, the sand. You might be taken for a moment to feel the wings of a bird, feeling that wind, or another way that the wind interacts with you or with the air, with the sun, with the water, with the earth, with the trees, with houses, with people, with animals. And just letting wind be your friend. Flow, ease of movement, of change, of variety. And when you're ready, coming back to this moment and letting your fingers find connection with each other. If you wish to open your eyes, I'm going to do a little tapping now of the index finger and the thumb. And as I do this, I'm just also moving the hands wherever they want to go to help my energy and feelings find what they need to balance. So there might be an intention here, and empower and trust your fingers to do the tapping they need. For me, that means right now only the right hand, the left hand is holding steady. For you, it might mean a circular pattern or going to other fingers or other shapes. So just listening and allowing the fingers to find their own rhythm. And as you do this, you're breathing and connecting. Your feet are grounded with Mother Earth. And you're allowing anything to be let go and release that doesn't belong in your energy system or your emotions. And it could be that the fingers pluck and pull and release as though you were a beautiful energetic instrument. And you might even hear the music of clearing and releasing. Just like the wind moves things, making space, your fingers and your hands move the energy around you and the energy that needs to be let go of that was held in the body. Sometimes this is other people's energy. Sometimes this is our conditioned, repetitive beliefs or emotions or thoughts that return. And they don't have any bad intention. They're just used to it. And so we move things around a little bit, and then we allow and trust our hands to clear, to create the atmosphere and the frequency that we need right now today. Maybe it's around the eyes. Maybe the hands stop tapping and they start moving like a fan. Maybe you want to cleanse your ears or your heart or your belly or your legs or your knees, even down to your feet. Okay, you've done a great job taking your time, taking all the time you need with that. And then we're just going to move into our figure eights. So since we're already using our hands a lot, let's make a figure eight, like an infinity sign. And it can be with one hand or both hands. Your whole body can meet it. You can get up and do it using your hips. You can just think about it. Imagine you're on a beach and you're taking a stick and drawing a big infinity sign. You might also find the infinity sign in your own body between your shoulders or your hips or in your head, and maybe going around your ears and through the center of your head, in your hands. Just letting that naturally flow. And with the infinity sign comes balance. It allows us to enter more closely into our own intuitive truth, our own belonging with ourself. And I'm drawn to just sit with the heart as the center of the infinity sign. And then I'm shown that I have that same center place in my abdomen and in my head. So head, heart, stomach. Really lower stomach. You're doing amazing. I'm just going to see what other cool exercises we can learn from today. And as I go, I'm allowing myself to choose what feels the most right for the moment. So let's just allow ourselves to be with our chakras now, our energy centers. And we're going to start with our lower chakra, our root chakra at our tailbone, sits bone area. And just in your own way, noticing that part of your body. You don't have to feel the exact energy center. Just notice that part of your body. And let's notice that part of our body as we breathe and let our breath go there. We also bring the intention of safety, security, and maybe we say something inside like, I am safe. It's okay to be here now in myself. I am well grounded. And just breathing into that part of your lower body. And then moving up, and you might want to put a hand over your belly button area, your navel, and feeling into the center of your body, noticing your back body, your front body, your center, and breathing. And letting light fill your belly, letting it go down and up, and just inviting that sense of healthy power, creativity, flow, intuition. What words come to you? Are they words of permission to be yourself, to be powerful, creative, intuitive, loving? Feeling that there in this beautiful center in your body, right in your navel and back to the very center of your body. Feeling it in your back body as well. I am creative. I trust myself to flow. I trust my own needs, my own intuition. And then moving up now when you're ready, taking your time. We're going to move up to the solar plexus area, right at the bottom of your ribs. And I like to put a hand there, feeling the warmth of the hand. You might imagine your solar plexus is an area of warmth, of digestion, of will and strength. It might be a place that you step out into the world from and that you step back into your true self into. So this is a place of action and digestion. I am free to be me. I trust myself. actions are worth taking. I learn, I grow. Maybe a simple I am in this area. I am. And just breathing into this area, filling it with light and love and your own attention, and then moving into your heart space. I'm going to keep a hand on my solar plexus as I move a hand to my heart, and just feeling the warmth of the hand on the heart, going deeper into the body to the center, also feeling your shoulder blades and taking a nice breath in as you fill that area with light, with your caring, warm, loving, curious energy, and just seeing, what does my heart need? And noticing the words that come to you as messages from your heart. Allow these love messages to be felt. Allow your own love messages to resonate throughout your whole body. The heart here is the queen, the king of wisdom. And when you're ready, moving up to your throat. And I think somebody still needs to mute themselves. You can just hear, I think I found it. So just feeling your throat area for a moment. You might want to caress your throat. And as you breathe into your throat energy center, allow yourself to acknowledge your own ability to speak your truth, your desire to speak your truth, the wisdom, the discernment you have to listen, to share, to connect. I connect wisely. What does your throat energy center say to you? And breathe and fill this beautiful energy center with light and love. I share, I listen. I process information sometimes in my throat. And when you're ready, moving up through your face to your forehead area within your head. Now just imagine that you can draw a line from your ears in and up, making a slight point like an arrow inside. And if you feel that space deep in your head area behind your forehead, just bring your breath there. Feeling that space, breathe and fill with loving light, care, and let yourself know that you have a strong intuition. That you receive messages, you imagine, and that this will be the way that you need it to be. Trusting your own inner imagination, your own inner visionary. And as we connect with these upper chakras, we're also opening up more to universal messages. So just now breathing and feeling the top of the head. I like to put my hands there, just feeling the hair, if there's hair or skin for a moment, and very gently honoring the sacred space in your body and the connection to the universe, to source. And opening your hands there as though they were a lotus flower opening. And in a beautiful in-breath, invite your own inner wisdom, your own connection with the universe, your connection with love, with truth. And just breathing and inviting your relationship with the universe to be in harmony, open, perceptive, connected, loving. And then when you're ready, just taking the hands and bringing them in a little bit so the connection is strong and steady, not too open. We just want it to be a strong, steady channel. And then we're going to slowly, carefully, with ease and love, let that flower drop back down into our head area. Gently pet the top of your head. And let the energy now from the universe go down the center of your body, through the central channel. And as you breathe, you release anything that no longer serves you down the root system you developed that connects you with Mother Earth. Mother Earth will recycle anything you need to let go of. And we're just going to keep imagining the central channel like a river of light through the middle of our body that goes from the crown of our head all the way through the center of our body, down, down, down to the earth. And then that light can gently flow up again and gently flow down. And you might just imagine, see what comes to you when you say inside, a river of light. A river of light. And just let that river of light be so soothing, so giving, and allow the water element now to just soothe and give to you. How does water show up as a healing, giving quality? Is it through a cup of tea? Is it in the view, the seeing of water, the feeling of water, the touch of water, the smell? Maybe it's through rain or snow or dew. And thank yourself for this practice, for your own inner guidance, your own truth. Bow to yourself. And just notice that you are in your body. I am in my body. And we're all connected to our own inner guidance, to our own higher self, to our own inner truth, our guides, our angels. And yet we can come together to share the vibration of this healing practice. And I thank you guys so much for doing this with me today. So let's open our eyes. And I can't help it. I'm just gonna listen to the hands. My hands want to do a little bit more of that. So just notice, is there anything that your body is asking for? And let yourself do that. And I'm sorry that there's been a little
I'm
bit
here.
of, okay,
I'm here doing this now.
great.
Oh, I emoji. Can you guys meet up, please? Just meet up. Get a job.
So for some reason, we're having a hard time muting everybody. Hi, Anna Charlotte. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Anna, how are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can. I'm trying to spotlight you as well, but I'm going to need to be made host again by Mark.
That's all right.
Okay,
However
there
it
we
goes.
go.
Yeah, it was really beautiful, and in the beginning, the about the horse,
Yeah.
that was very beautiful. I mean, what came to me was a horse that was a little on the downtrodden side, kind of dull fur, and it was kind of it's grayish with spots. I don't know how you I only know the German name.
Think,
So
are they called Appaloosas or something like that?
yeah, something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
And so it was interesting. It came to me and nuzzled its nostrils into my left hand, and then I could just stroke it. And then with my 2 fingers of my right hand, I went down the spine on the right and on the left, down the body, and I stroked it. And I felt this relief going through the body of this horse,
Yes.
and it could just straighten up more. And at the very end of the meditation, what happened, it came back to me, and it looked really upright, and the fur was all shiny and beautiful, and even the landscape changed. First it was kind of stony and sand, and then it was lush grass. And I thought, oh, I am so delighted that you feel so much better.
That's so great.
Oh,
That is
it
so wonderful.
was just amazing. So, I
Yeah.
mean, throughout the meditation, it was really quite
Yeah.
beautiful. But I just, whoever
Mm.
this horse is, if it's a part of me or wherever this horse is, um, I was blessed to be able to support it. Let's put it that way.
So wonderful. Thank you for sharing. What a great, a great experience. And I personally do believe there was a horse somewhere on
Yeah.
some level that you were connecting with.
Yeah,
So
it felt so
felt that way.
there. I
Yeah.
mean, I just stroked it, and
Yeah.
I just, and I could feel under my hand that something was changing in
Yeah.
this horse. So yes, it was
Mhm.
beautiful.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else have a share or a question? I'm happy to share the slides again. If you have any questions about guiding these exercises or helping people, I know that kind of this month is a month of often for a lot of people more stress. And if you are a coach or a guide of some kind, a facilitator, I think it's a good time to reach out to people in your world and invite them to some groups with you or to some extra support of some kind. Um, I know that it can be sometimes as the healer helper in the world, it can be all of us. It can be sometimes we need our own break too. So I've come to think of January as a good time to take my break, because as I've come to understand in doing this work for a while, that oftentimes people need more support in December. So okay, I'm not seeing any hands or shares. Maybe I need to open my chat because I'd love to hear from you guys. One thing I did edit as I went that I want to talk to you from my perspective a moment, guiding that, because I know many of you will watch this later who are meditation teachers or energy healers or coaches, and you might pick up that I said I would do the talking to the anxiety or fear, and I decided that in this much more meditative, body-based imagination, sort of in the space we were in, I didn't feel it was the right time to have a conversation with stress or anxiety, because I felt it would take people into that vibration. So even though I had planned to do that, I let go of that plan. And I really encourage you to feel into what's right in the moment. And maybe that exercise is better to do kind of in a coaching session as a conversation, with a warm up of breathing and with a grounding, like the French press. Oh, we didn't do the French press either. With the French press after, or an energy orbit after the conversation with fear or stress or overwhelm or anxiety, whatever it is, whatever the person's word is. Oh, thank you, Joelle. I love to hear that. Thank you for sharing. Um, Joelle shared, I'm still melting, so beautiful and releasing. So thank you for sharing with us. Oh, and thanks, Anna Charlotte. Yeah, sometimes intuition has to knock 3 times. Have you guys ever found that? It's like a message knocks on the door. And maybe the first time it knocks, you're like, I don't know, I had a plan. The second time, you're like, oh, you're persistent. The third time, I always listen. So if we listen to 3 knocks, we get better than at listening to 1 knock. That's the way I look at intuition, as different knocks. It's kind of a funny metaphor. Okay, I had to do that. Yeah, and the finger technique. So one thing about the hands is that they're great. How do I put this? For me, the hands have their own intelligence, and we just have to trust them to connect to energy um, um, lines or kind of highways in our system, and they will do what we need as healing and release and balancing. And all it takes is getting into more communication with them. So I recommend walking. And as you're walking, your body, everything is engaged in walking. You're breathing more deeply. And that's when I start doing this. And then giving permission. What else do my hands want to do while I'm walking outside? People in my neighborhood can see. And that's okay. And then just seeing, sometimes they want to stay with one point, sometimes another, sometimes one stops and the other keeps going. So as we walk with our legs, sometimes it frees up our hands' wisdom to direct that energy. Yeah, and when thank you for sharing, Maria, too, about we all have times when it feels like our connection to intuition is lessened. And I know that sometimes having a kind of ritual or practice that you do before that time is really helpful. Like I have to say to you, in my normal, ordinary life, I do a lot of things that are not related to connecting to intuition. A lot of very practical, boring, repetitive sort of tasks. And I often actually don't feel super intuitive or connected, especially about myself. But what I've come into a comfort zone with is that, and you should see how stressed out I am. I shouldn't tell you guys this, but I'm going to tell you, I am so stressed out about half an hour before meditation group, because I've usually just gotten this download of it can't do it before. I have to prepare the morning of meditation group. I've been working on a PowerPoint. I got to get my computer. I want to power it down and power it back up so the connection's good. I want to post on Facebook. I want to get the lights working. I'm asking Mark to do a ton of stuff. I'm getting my plant and all this stuff, and I'm not feeling intuitive at all in that moment. So what I do is I go and I sing in every corner of my room. I've started just singing, no visualization or anything, just singing in every corner. I sit down, I let the energy ground. I say hello to my guide on my left, and I kind of set an intention or a prayer to be of service. And I've gotten so used to that practice that intuition does seem to show up, even if the rest of the time I'm not very intuitive. Just got a weird thing show up on Zoom. I don't know what that was. Okay. Anyone else have a share or a question? Ooh, I love some of the shares that are being shared there in the chat. Aisha, if you want to share out loud, that is beautiful. Okay. And I am going to keep sharing on YouTube, guys. I think I'm going to make little videos of all 57 energy meditation exercises for helping stress. That's my intention I'm setting. And if you are on YouTube and you like this practice, you want to know more, share in the chat, subscribe, like it, all that fun stuff. And if any of you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, who are here live right now today, please subscribe to it, because this is where I'm going to be sharing all of our meditation groups from kind of going forward. Always, that's where I'm going to be sharing them.
Magali, I'm putting your
Cool.
address into the chat. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Okay. Okay, guys, it was great to be here with you guys. I'm surprised
Shut
how
up.
quiet everyone is. All right. Well, we're getting a lot of sounds here. So let's take a moment. Let's take a moment in gallery view to just honor each other, and just like we did that deep bow to ourselves, I think it would be really nice to offer that same.
Leave them. What are you doing, Pepsi? Come on.
Magali, you got muted by accident.
There we go.
There
All
you
right. Sorry, I actually just removed the person here that was talking a lot, just so we wouldn't have that interference. And so I just wanted to close with us taking a moment to honor each other. And if we could imagine being in a beautiful place, all of us standing in a circle, and again bowing to your own inner truth, your own inner wisdom, your own guidance, your own ability to relax and release. And then bowing to everyone in the circle, because we do this together, guys. And I loved being with you guys here today in our circle. So be well. I look forward to our next meditation together. Take care. And I'm gonna, if anyone wants to message me, I'm gonna read all the messages later. I'm gonna just leave it open for a second here, and I'm actually gonna share the slides again for those who are still here and want to be reminded, because I often get questions about that later. So I'm gonna do that. I think you guys can see my, whoa. And the highlights were just the ones that I was hoping to share today. But we'll keep sharing these at other times. All right, guys. We will see you soon. Take care of yourself. Be well. Bye.